just like that. Welcome back, Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith. Can't stand Keith. Oh man, what was Keith thinking? None of that is a problem with me. I'm cool being called all that. I'm cool with all those questions. It's good to see you all. I am Keith. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, man. Things went bad, didn't they? Things are doing well, and then snap your fingers and things go the other direction. Yep. Well, guess what? That's the reality that we live in. Nothing you can do about it. Let's try to comb through the mess if we can. One step at a time, right? That's the smartest, best thing to do. Let's not overthink this. Let's be calm, cool, and collected. Keep our heads about it. See what we can figure out, all right? Cool. Welcome to Crypto After Dark. If you haven't done so, please, man, go hit like. It costs almost nothing to hang out here and watch. It only costs a little bit of your time. While you're there, subscribe, follow along, man. Check us out. We don't miss anything, dude. We do this every single week. So everyone else out there can see what we see what we're thinking, right? Can see what the charts are up to and get a little bit easier look without all the noise, right? I know as crazy as things seemed over the last day, if you haven't watched the news, you're way behind. Nothing that we could have done to change any of this, right? It's just two grown men arguing. And everyone's going to blame prices on that. But I'm here to tell you, we already had our signs, right? We talked about it the last several streams, haven't we, right? The last several streams we've spoken about how she's not over the 821 EMA. She's playing with failing. She's messing with that red trend line that you see right there in front of us. Look at all those shorts piled in. What does all this mean? Let's go through it piece by piece, shall we? And we shall. We'll start with the drawings that I have here, the green lines and the green text boxes that you see right there. What are shorts? What does that even mean? Well, to put it quite simply, you have two options when you're investing, whether it's crypto, stocks, bonds, equities, forex, doesn't matter. You can go long, which means to buy, or you can go short, which means to sell, and it really means more than that. It's more bet for and bet against. For shorts, you can take a loan out on the exchanges and bet against it with leverage, right? That's called leverage. Same way, you can go long with leverage, right? We know these levels by going down the lower time frames, matching those with the higher time frames where places created lower highs and lower lows, or higher highs and higher lows along the way. Those levels get shown to us by those vertical lines. All those areas are where the most shorts or the most longs entered. All right, that's the easiest way to describe it. You don't see any longs on the chart. All you see is short, 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 short. Correct. That's all that's there. The only place you're going to be able to find longs here is if you go all the way back to 94,000. 94,000-ish is the last place where we had longs come piling in. It was right there along that line. Right, that was right there at the previous close, the last higher low. This was a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And this was the last higher low, like this area here. I forgot the background jazz. Now we got background jazz going. We forgot that, but nonetheless, that area right here shows us where the most longs jumped in. The most people betting for jumped in. And obviously the chart went up from that point. Problem, all we've got since then is shorts, 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 shorts. You had some longs come in here, but current price action has came down below that level and nuked those longs. It essentially liquidated most of the people who tried to get super risky there and pushed the lever too far. That sucks. Almost all the longs have been wiped out, like I explained. Only thing that's left are all these shorts up here. Right? Lots and lots and lots of shorts up here. Where would they be liquidated? What would that mean for things to turn the other direction around for us and show us, hey, things are looking powerful? Well, a lot of work to do. The worst liquidation level, pull up on the 4 hour. I'm going to go down to something I normally don't do. It's just in a little bit lower time frame. So you can see with a little bit better detail where the shorts and longs came in here. Oh, my ear itching there. And I do have both animals running around. If you see, I'm sorry. I can't do anything. I'm here by myself. So you can see all the highs that formed up right here and stalled. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, over and over and over and over and over again, right? Even more detail, you can find more spots if you look a little closer. This was that Thursday a week or two ago where things just came flying down all of a sudden very quickly. All those levels indicate levels where shorts would be liquidated, aka we'd be going in the right direction. Problem is that's all over this red trend line right here. Until that red trend line right there breaks, you're not liquidating any shorts. There could be some piled up right here, but it's going to be a smaller amount than all the rest of these up here. All right. There's a lot of work to do just to recover. You guys remember when we spent 3 months, 6 months waiting on Bitcoin's correction to end? That very well may happen again. You may get another situation where you wait months for this thing to recover. Now, the good news about this is while you're waiting a long time for this thing to recover, you have a chance to buy and get in a little lower based on some actual TA and some support. I'm going to go back to the daily and I'll explain what I mean. See me use the 821 EMA ad nauseum, right? You've seen me talk about it for going on 7 years now of saying the 821 EMA. It's a really simple strategy. You want the price 2 candles in a row. These are candles. 2 candles in a row over the green line. Closed. Done. Then you want to see green over the purple. As you see, 8 EMA, the green line, over the 21 EMA, the purple line. Perfect. Problem. Look what we've done over here now. Things went from good, like you saw,
damn,
to bad. Right through here, things got ugly again. You threw 2 candles under the 21 EMA. It rapidly jumped back over the 21. Okay, good. Got back into the wait a minute zone, which is the area between the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA. You can see the price was right in between those. Problem. We failed it. Cool. Maybe you can come back here. You got a couple in between candles here. Then things got really bad. 1 candle, 2 candles under the 21, 821 downward cross. And look where this candle touched before it went down. It was a perfect trend line. Touch and fail. Couldn't get more perfect than that, honestly. Now you can go blaming whatever politicians or whatever rich people that you don't like and say that's the reason that prices went down. I'm going to say that's subjective opinion, not objective fact. Objective fact here, this thing was throwing smoke for a couple of days and finally the fire let off. Now, why would I want to buy this area? Well, we slide down a little bit here. Here's the 50-day moving average. If you've seen the Reaper strategy before, I've got the Reaper strategy video on YouTube. Simply need to go to the channel and look at it there. But that's the 821 EMA and the 50 moving average. That's this yellow line down here. That's the 50 moving average. If you get over the 50 moving average, 2 candles in a row. If you get over the 821 EMA and have an 821 EMA cross, that's 3 out of 3 for the Reaper strategy. We still have 1 out of 3, and that's here. This thing has touched the 50 EMA and bounced so far. Now, when was the last time it did this? The last time she touched the daily 50 moving average was all the way back in mid-April. Since then, it's been, mid-April, 20th. Since then, it's been all above the 50, hasn't looked back, and has shown excellent, excellent power. I'm going to sneeze in here somewhere, and my nose was bleeding before we started. Hang on. All right, sorry. So anyway, good bounce so far. On this particular situation, I was watching very carefully. I was making leverage trades back and forth, trying to catch the wave where I could. This just so happened to hit the 50 moving average perfectly. I rode this short down quite a bit, tried grabbing some long shorts, till I wasn't able to watch anymore. In case y'all don't know, I'm on about 3 hours of sleep over the last 48 hours. Wife went off to Guatemala today on a mission trip. Both kids are off to camp. I've got to go get the kids in the morning from camp. I've got the wife gone. I have to coordinate with the other side. You with blended homes know this. I have to coordinate with the other side to get the kids there. And that all has to be done by 12 o'clock tomorrow. You guys know who I am. I do a Zoom after this, so we're going to Zoom for even more time after this. Really hard to watch. My eyes started to give up on me, and I had to actually stop looking at screens for a couple hours, just hang out with the dog and go sit outside. This has been very hard and trying on me too. I don't want y'all to think that I'm sitting up here on some high pedestal and I'm able to just blow right through this and go through it easily. It's not like that, folks. I'm on the struggle bus just like y'all are. It's quite difficult for me over here. You with blended homes know this. Yeah, my thing's double streaming. Hang on. Yeah, so I went ahead and bought a bunch more here on this 50-day moving average bounce. I tried to get it perfectly on the 50. I couldn't get perfect. I think I got in like 100, 807, I want to say is where I bought 100, 807 or something like that. Anyway, I bought a whole bunch at that level. I swapped a bunch of altcoins. I had to swap a bunch of altcoins because they all look like ass. And I'll get to that in a second. But I wanted you to see Bitcoin first. I wanted you to understand what I was thinking, what I was seeing here. If we flip to weekly, you'll see we're still well over the 8 EMA. Much ado about nothing as far as that goes. Here's our weekly look side by side by side. You see we're still playing around with that same fib level that we have been. It's very reminiscent of other previous runs where we had these big runs down to the 1272, 1272, 1272. Is she going to hang on is the question. If it doesn't hang on, if we fall too far past the 50-day moving average on the daily chart, I think that could be the end of the bull run for Bitcoin. We'll see. Could be one more push here, maybe not. I don't want to sit here and say things are going to go to this perfect number for y'all and make up some bullshit that doesn't come true. I'm always going to keep it real with you, right? Things don't look good here. Things don't look good here. I'm taking a risk by buying this. But it turns out that for the most part, Bitcoin has been the star of the show and continues being the star. You're going to see some altcoins that look decent. Fine. But Bitcoin has been the star of the show. Let's go to Bitcoin dominance, kind of explain that a little bit more. Bitcoin dominance failed for a couple days. Come down to the 100 moving average, caught a bounce right back up, back over that 50 moving average in yellow that you see right there. And since then, got over top, and all it did was continue to make flag after flag after flag and run higher and higher. Threw a hammer candle the day before yesterday. We were watching this very closely over in Discord. Threw a hammer candle over here yesterday. Then today, what just ended, big monster green candle. Bitcoin dominance comes rushing back. Why does this go up, you say? Well, simply put, Bitcoin holds more market share over the rest. When people feel uncertain, they move out of altcoins and into the big dog like Bitcoin. It's a bit safer for most people to do that rather than sit around in altcoins that fall precipitously. Y'all know this because you're in a bunch of altcoins, right? As long as this keeps going up, we're SOL. We can't do anything. We need this to fail and quit, and it hasn't done so yet. Simply put, when BTC dominance fails and rolls over, we may get a bit of a break. We're getting no break yet. And until that happens, I have to stick around in Bitcoin. It almost seems as if Bitcoin is going to be the king all the way to the end of this bull run, and altcoins are simply going to have to toe the mail. Now, altcoins are what we've talked about a good bit here for the last little bit. Let me go to altcoins. Let's start with Ethereum. All right. So what was very promising, smacking the 200 moving average, threw a nice green candle just yesterday. Big egg red, nasty red candle comes in and blows straight through the 821 EMA, right down to the 50 fib on the big high time frame. Good news, it hit the 50 fib and held on so far. Bad news, it's floating in between the 821 EMA and the 50 moving average, making a wedge. I don't like this. I'm going to show you another one in a moment that looks a lot like this. It got worse, right? But what I want you to see first is it didn't quite make it through the 200 moving average. That 200 moving average was rock solid. Didn't give it up. Just didn't give it up. So much so that it failed and went back the other direction, has now started a little mini downtrend here, and that's not going to be easy to break. 50 moving average access support, yes, but it's in a bit of no man's land here. All right. If you look at all your other oscillators and stuff, you'll notice bearish divergence, right? You got big rundowns in the RSI here. It hasn't broken and doesn't seem to be doing it yet. Still median range. Tons of volume coming in from shorts. Your MACD is really pressing down angrily here and could continue to go down. This could take a while. Yeah. See what I mean now? It could be doing this for a while. It could keep going and just break your heart. As far as the Ichimoku cloud goes, you got the lag line under the candles. That's not going to get it. You've got the baseline under the conversion. That's still in your favor. You've got a green cloud on the end. Good. And your price still firmly above the cloud. So you've got 3 out of 4 on the cloud, even as bad as things have gotten. Comme ci, comme ça, if you speak French, all right? Not quite there. Close. I say that a lot, huh? Unfortunately, that's what we've run into and had to deal with lately. A lot of almosts, but not good enoughs. Things could get worse, so be careful here. All right. If this price comes anywhere near falling in this cloud, it could be bad. All right. And here's what I mean by that. Here's Solana. A lot of stuff on this chart, a lot of action. All right. Let me take some fibs off. Put the moving averages back up. Same thing. Hit the 200, fail. Bounced in between the 821 and 50, failed. Got underneath the 821 and 50, failed. Went to the 100 moving average and has now tried to catch support. I like the fact that it called support, but boy, did this turn ugly in a hurry for Solana. It also broke that vertical trend line right there. I had drawn that a few days ago thinking that would hold. Doesn't look like it wants to hold now. I can probably erase that. Looks like that's gone. What I do see now is this very, very aggressive and gnarly downtrend line right there. Not going to get it. That's not going to get it. Ichimoku cloud, she's fallen in just now. Right after the last couple of days, she's into the cloud. She's got the lag line under the price, conversion line under the baseline. Only thing you got left is a green cloud on the end. That's 3 out of 4 no for Solana. Looks like Solana's in a bad spot. All right, simple as that. Looks like Solana's in a bad spot. I wish it were better, but it ain't. It ain't. It looks tough. It looks tough. I'm team let's make money, folks, but when the opportunities don't come on the charts, there's nothing you can do but sit back and get away from it, right? So I went ahead and took profits and sold a whole bunch of Solana, right? Got out of it. Thought it was a bad idea to stay in it. It's not going to lead me down the path that I want to. Things are going the wrong direction. I've run into this before, and I've ended up staying in things too long and costing myself a lot of money. All right, how about the oscillators? The MACD and the RSI. Big fall off for Solana from overbought to almost oversold like that. Damn. MACD, about as ugly as you can get, crossing over the midline, looking like it's in trouble. This better hold on for dear life, and it better hold on right now, and it better start correcting the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here. If not, again, she's just making a really, really ugly pattern here. A lot of head and shoulders patterns, which I haven't showed you yet. And I'm going to back up here for a second and talk about what we see on Bitcoin and a lot of others. All right. I got one here. Where is it? With all the higher highs and higher lows drawn on it. The Bitstamp. Yeah, there we go. All right. There was our uptrend that failed. There was our higher high, our higher low, our higher high, higher low. We made an uptrend on the way up. Now we started doing the opposite direction. Lower high. No good. Lower low. Uh-oh. Lower high. Yikes. Watch out. Lower low. Already in. Not great. So now we have a choice. Jump up and break out and get over this trend line and make a higher high, or smack the trend line and come down, make a lower high right here and another lower low. Fully possible. In fact, kind of expected at this point. If it doesn't break out and get going, you're in big trouble. Now, here's the other piece that I didn't talk about. The head and shoulders that's forming on the chart. You don't got to be a chart expert to know what a head and shoulders pattern is. Shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline. Neckline. This thing has already made one drop. That was this one. If it doesn't get going and get up over this right shoulder right here, you are threatening another drop. And that drop comes back down to here somewhere, could come all the way down here to the lower level where the liquidity is at around 94,000. Things could get very, very ugly very, very rapidly here. Or we get right back over this shoulder, right? We get back over that shoulder and much ado about nothing. We invalidate that head and shoulders and we turn this thing around and make it something bullish. Warning, that doesn't happen very often. More often than not, you get a bearish retest here. It just comes back up and rolls over and comes back down for the second try. It's already done one drop. This was the first drop. This was just our head. The first drop was our shoulder. Then we get a back test, and then we get that big gnarly drop. It's happened before. It can 100% happen again, okay? A big, big warning there, like a big warning. I don't want you to get caught. I don't want you to get ruined. And if you don't know what that means, that's Southern for ruined. Ruined. That's what I said, and that's how I say it. You guys been watching because I'm a Southern idiot, and you guys like making fun of me, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to keep it real on the charts like I always say. I don't have any time for BS. It's all facts all the time, always. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, as you see, all three in a really, really bad spot. Now, let's go through some others that I've done in the past and made short videos on, all right? Let's do Algorand. Why are we doing Algorand? Well, we're doing Algorand because we looked at this and it was actually a good looking chart, and then it flipped to a bad chart very, very rapidly. What looked like a good look sold off in a hurry and hasn't come back yet. You see the red X and the 3 green check marks? They had to do with the Ichimoku cloud, right? Oh boy, has it gotten worse. Let me move these fibs out of here. All right, so you got the lag line under the candles now. That's not going to get it. What was good green check mark when you had the conversion line, the blue line, over the red line, the baseline, that's gone now. Now you've got conversion under the baseline. That's not going to get it. What was a green cloud on the end is no longer green. Let me grab my emojis for that. That heifer is red as can be. That's not going to get it. And what was price over the cloud no longer is price in the cloud or above the cloud. It's under the cloud. That's not going to get it, folks. That's not going to get it, folks.
Damn.
She's in trouble. Free falling, as a matter of fact. Now that this seems to have bottomed down here a little bit, the work just to get back to the average is even more difficult. She's got to get over the cloud. She's got to get over the basic conversion lines. That's all going to be a lot of hard work. It's simply going to be a lot of hard work. And it could take an entire month for this thing just to iron itself back out after the really bad couple of days it's had in a row here. You can't fall off this fast and just think it's going to snap its fingers and come back around. It's likely not going to do that. It's likely going to get stuck down here and deal with the crud for a while. Actually, you know what? Let me remove a bunch of this stuff. I want to get some of this stuff off the chart, and then we'll pull up the 821 EMA and the 50 moving average with all the other moving averages. And we'll go through that part as well. All right, 50 moving average. Nope. 821 EMA, you're way under those. Nope. Not going to get it. That's not going to get it, folks. It's terrible looking under the 100 moving average. 200 moving average is up there all by itself. Could we break loose and run back up? Sure. Is it likely at this point? No. I hate to not make good bullish videos for everybody all the time, but I have to keep it real with you, right? Even if things are bad, I got to tell you they're bad. What was decent looking turned to bad very rapidly. That's the nature of what we do. She's almost oversold, but not quite. So there could be more meat left on the bone for this thing to go down. MACD crossed over all red volume for over 2 weeks straight. That sucks. Sucks. I wish it was better. It's not. It's in a bad way. Algorand needs to turn the corner. What the hell are you doing, dog? Go on. Go. Jeez. Knocking into stuff. All you got to do is lay there, dog. That's crazy. Now she's looking around like she don't know what happened. And I guess maybe the cat fell. I don't even know. You guys saw the cat walking around behind me. I don't know where it went. I don't care. Whatever. So we talked about Algorand, Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin. How about Chainlink? Chainlink is a very, very popular one. Yeah. Chainlink's extremely popular. I got to pull up a cleaner chart. Hang on. Let's go to Gemini. I never use that one. All right. So Chainlink. Same thing with Algorand. 821 EMA. Nope. You can see we're underneath both of them. Right there's the purple and the green. You're under both. 100 moving average. Not going to get it. 50 moving average. Not going to get it. RSI's almost oversold just like Algorand. Tons of sale volume just like Algorand. You're starting to see a pattern here. A lot of these all look the same, don't they? Ichimoku cloud. 4 out of 4 are red. Red cloud, price under the cloud, conversion under base, lag under candles.
Come on, man. Damn.
Sorry, this is not going to get it. This is going to take a while to fix itself too. That's the other problem, right? Notice that. Not just going to be quick recoveries and, oh my God, we're going to make it all back. Nope. Going to take some time. Sucks. We don't have much time. That's the other problem. We know how cyclical crypto is. We know that we only get a certain finite amount of time to make money at this before things all go bad again, right? We're running out of time. And if that's the case, it just isn't going to happen. All right. And I know people don't want to hear that, but it is what it is. Of course, I expected more. Of course, you expected more. Sorry. Remember this the next time you want the government involved in anything. The government never fixes anything. They only ever make things worse. Private sector fixes things. When you ask the government to come in and fix things with regulation, you don't fix shit with rules. Whenever you create rules, all you do is punish the honest people. Sorry. This is the beauty of Bitcoin. Leave it alone. Stay out of our way. Stay out of our pockets. Don't touch our money anymore. And then maybe altcoins would have a chance. But so far, no. All right. We haven't done everybody's favorite. You guys know what everybody's favorite is, right? Everybody's favorite. XRP. Wait a minute. You guys on all of XRP? What's going on over here?
Damn. Come on, man.
Come on, man. All right. So anyway, how's the chart look? I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's rough. We watched this on the last live stream on Tuesday, and what did I say? I wanted to see this thing close above these moving averages right here. I wanted to see this candle in green right there. This one right here in green. I wanted to see it close above the moving averages. It didn't do it. Under the moving averages. And just as soon as it got under those moving averages, bearish back test, right back down, slammed the door in its face. Tickled 205, didn't quite get there. Still getting hammered with sell pressure, just like everything else. There's your trend line. Break this trend line to change my opinion. That's not going to be easy, is it? You just saw all that traffic in the way right there. All those moving averages are in the way, all bundled up, all out of order, all jumbled. That's going to need to fix itself. How about the Ichimoku cloud? Red on the end. That's not going to work. Price under the cloud now. Conversion line under the baseline. Lag line under the candles. Sorry. I'm not talking shit about XRP. I was in this for a lot of money and it didn't work out. It just hasn't worked out. What looked good still is technically on support. We cannot deny that. It's still technically on support right through here. So long as it's on support, it's not over for XRP. But boy, is this thing dragging this shit out. So, again, simple rules here. Break this trend line to change my opinion. Once that happens, I'll start thinking differently. Until then, she's in a tough spot in a rough way. You know what's crazy is I hit the record button and none of that recorded. Damn. But it's cool. I already recorded again and we'll post up clips tomorrow. It's all good. So it's been about 30 minutes. Let's do a solid and go through and look at everybody's comments and say hey to everybody and have something to drink. What sucks is we've barely been able to celebrate on here this bull run. Last bull run was so much more joyful. We were able to celebrate a lot, get on streams, have a drink, enjoy things. Camaraderie was super high. Sentiment was super high. Sentiment is terrible right now. It's still scraping the bottom for crypto. It just gets worse and worse and worse. You think it would be better. It just isn't. It's just worse. Shout out to Nomad. What's up, Stifler? Good to see you. Dab, how you doing, brother? Phonetic Duck, what's up, brother? How are you? Crew Chief, what's going on? Mr. Crypto Hunter, how are you? Good to see you, brother. What's up, fellas? What's up, Cheese? He says, let's do this for everyone tuning in. Hope life is treating you well, brother. That's right. From down under. That's Cheese. Stay strong, Sigma says. What's up, Sir Sig? What's up, Barton? Many L. Yeah, I think you mean the charts, but I would agree. Many L's. Many L's. Getting dealt out left and right. We can't do anything with it, right? Just deal with it, get punched in the face, and roll on. I don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? So back to the charts. That's all the comments. Again, sentiment is horribly low. You guys hardly even watch anymore. And the ones who do watch don't really comment. And the ones who do comment, it's pretty much the same people that we always have, which tells me things are horrible. Just those basic little stuff right there. Boy, I hope things change. All right. So let's look at a couple things we don't typically look at. You know, all in the news right now is Tesla. After everything that happened yesterday. Let's go pull up the chart and look. All right, so I'll record this one, right? Tesla's previous highs right before inauguration, actually this is in December, nothing to do with any current president. 481, that's how high we got up, right? It was rocking and rolling. She made up new highs, absolutely ripped, great. Then what happened? Well, we got that big sell-off and all those shorts piled in and piled in and piled in and ran this price all the way down to support down here. Once it bounced up, that was great. But in the course of a couple days, look what's happened. Shortly after announcing that he would no longer be working with the government anymore, he went on a tirade. He went on an absolute tirade. And I'm not sure what happened, but he broke all ties with every single person that he had worked with before. Threatened the president with Epstein stuff, which is wild. I don't think that's a forgivable. I don't think that's a forgivable statement. That's something you don't say unless you mean to cause harm. And that's a 14% candle down all at once, by the way. She blew right through most moving averages. Do you see that? What the question is how much worse this thing's going to get tomorrow? Well, we don't necessarily know, but I bet you it's not going to get a whole lot better quickly. I hope it does. I hope it jumps back up in these moving averages and try to get back over again. I hope the adults work it out between themselves and stop punishing all the poor people like us who just want to make a living. But that's not something I'm obviously going to get. Pivot points. She blew right through the pivot, right through S1, all the way down to S2. An exaggerated move, to say the least. Ichimoku Cloud, you were decent. Now you're 3 out of 4. No. Conversion under the base. Cloud. Prices inside of it. Lag line. Candles over it. That's not going to work. Green cloud is all you got left on the Ichimoku Cloud. All right. As far as the RSI, boy, that thing took a downturn quick, didn't it? Right. You're seeing it. MACD. 4 big, massive volume bars in a row. Mega divergence all at once. This could take a while to iron itself out. For what it's worth, this isn't going anywhere quick. Sucks. I know. But a lot of you people talk about Tesla. A lot of you people ask about it. We chart it nonstop in our Discord, wap.com/team786. I post everything I buy and sell in there. I don't post everything I buy and sell publicly. That way you guys can't blame me for shilling. Oh, Keith was shilling this. No. I didn't tell you to buy anything. As a matter of fact, most of what I talk about, I don't even own. So I post everything I buy and sell there. wap.com/team786. First month's free. Why not, dude? It only costs a couple bucks a month. It's not a whole bunch of money. It'll never be a whole bunch of money. I'm always going to keep it cheap on purpose. S&P 500. S&P 500 was almost up to the inauguration short level. See that? Inauguration short swiped. She didn't quite get there. She came close. So I'll do Tesla and SPX, the SP 500 together here. She's still over the 821 EMA and still over all the other moving averages, right? You've got support, worst case Ontario, if it wants to come back down here. It did make quite the move up, I got to admit. And even though it looks bad the last couple of days, she's still chugging along. I do expect some more red in here. We have a local high, so some more shorts to come in and get wiped makes sense. You've got nothing but longs piled in along the way here, right? Bunch of longs jumped in all the way till she got back up on support. Cloud, she's still 4 out of 4. Oscillators, she didn't quite get to overbought. I think that's going to take a little bit more time to do so. And your MACD, it's bearish. it's bearish. That's going to need some work to flip back green, isn't it? You see how fast that went up. So it's going to take a little bit of time to iron itself out as well. You may see some more down and sideways here until the dust kind of settles. But what I expected to be a bullish summer looks really, really ugly so far. All right, there's Tesla and the S&P 500, which is cool because we don't look at that a bunch. Got about 200 people watching, which is better than I thought we would have. That's pretty cool, I guess. Let me see. Yeah, over 200. Nice. All right, what about next? Palantir. Palantir gets a lot of press. All right, but note that we talked about how this thing could still get up to the 1272 level, but I warned you, she was overbought, she was overheated, and things were having a little bit of trouble. While it still can go up to that new all-time high level, I want you to look at stuff like the RSI, okay? She went overbought, and she never went double overbought. She's actually making lower highs along the way, and now it's made a very, very aggressive move down. MACD, same story. It was already a bit divergence here, showing some down. Can't really argue with it. 821 EMA, you're just now failing the 821 all at once in one day. But again, kind of expected this. Pivot points. Look at that. Dead under R1. We talked about this on the weekly roundup that we do every Monday morning before the market opens, right? We do that in our Discord. You don't see that because you're not there. But underneath the R1, through the pivot all at once, I think that's a bit of an exaggerated move. And I think we're probably going to see some rebalance in here. And make another attempt at going here again and trying to get through the mud. If you flip it to linear, that's where the questions start to come in, but we're still over top of Sniper's Alley, even in linear mode. Log mode is not quite there yet. That's why I say there could be some more balancing around here. It may need just a little bit more time to fix itself. But little by little, it will get a little bit better. All right. We could do some couple more cryptos here and get something to drink. My voice is starting to waver a little bit too, man. Sucks. By the way, if you haven't commented, man, drop a comment below, dude. All the comments are up on the screen. You guys can see them right here on the right. You guys can see them right over here, right? That's all the comments that you guys are making, which are not very many. I keep it real with y'all, right? ICP. All right. Let's look at a clean one. Binance US. Oh, that's an ugly ass looking chart. I found one clean chart. All right. We'll go with Kraken. So similar story for ICP here. If you look on ICP, you have this trend line right here that's kind of pressing the price down. You see that? Easy to see. You have the trend line moving up here that's kind of wedging the price in. You can see that. I can see that. Cool. So what's going to happen? Are we going to fail south and come underneath here? Or are we going to break north and come back up over here? Oh, look, the cat came back. By the way, this is Darla. She's I'll put this on the ICP video. Maybe people will watch it if it's a kitty cat on the thumbnail. She's a Persian, full blood. She's an absolute menace, dude. Absolute menace. She's the happiest cat, but oh my God, dude, is she a menace. She gets into everything like a little kid. And I already got two little kids that are grown now. One's in early college and one's as big as me. So I'm done with having littles. You know what I mean? But hey, wife wanted a cat. She got a cat. Nonetheless, 820, and it was crawling on my lap. So reason I didn't bring it up. 50 moving average, 100 moving average, 821. Sorry, folks. All bad. It looks like this is going to fail south. If it does, worst case Ontario comes true, and she's going to start making lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs on a grand scale. She never even challenged the 200 moving average up here. Honestly, starting to look like ICP may be a little bit dead. And what's crazy is this is a top 25 coin. It shouldn't be looking dead. Yet, here we are. I hope it changes course and turns around. I still have some ICP. If it doesn't change course and turn around in the next several days here, I'm bailing. I'm going to have to. I'm going to be forced to. I can't sit in something and watch it fail and lose money over and over and over again. I just can't. I just can't. I got to be the guy who moves in and out a little bit faster than that. Underneath the pivot, that's not great. Cloud, 4 out of 4 are red. Cloud is red on the end. Conversion is underneath the baseline. Lag line is under the candles, and the candles are under the price. Nope. Nothing, burger. Fix yourself or else it's going to get worse. All right. What about Cardano? This one gets a lot of press. Why? Well, sometimes the people who talk the loudest get the most press, and that's the case with ADA, right? Oftentimes, the loudest people are the worst ones to listen to, and I think ADA is a good example of that, right? While you think it's doing well, just a big rollover here, just an absolute give up. Really, really sharp downtrend. If you look at your oscillators, MACD's curled over. You got no divergence here. You've got an equal move down. Midline's crossed over. She's into the abyss over here. Almost oversold. So once it gets oversold, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to consider buying. Tough, huh? You didn't even get to take profits. It sucks. As far as all the moving averages go, you're under all of them. I don't need to hit the buzzer. You know what's bad. I don't need to tell you. You know. Is what it is, dude. Is what it is. She's stuck in the mud. 200 moving averages lined up with that fib line up there. If it ever gets back north, that's my target, but I have very low hopes that it actually gets there. I don't know. It doesn't seem the most brilliant setup. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem like the most brilliant setup. What about Hype? Hype continues to show out here, holding the line fairly well compared to everything else. So, you see the green check marks here. Put the cloud up. Lag line is still over the candles. All right. You got the conversion line over the baseline. Green cloud on the end. And the price, well, still a mile over the cloud. You've still got 4 out of 4. This might be the best looking crypto of all alts. Hype. Could be, maybe not, but probably one of the better looking ones. If I take that off, 821 wait a minute zone. So be careful there. Zoom in so you can see that. That's in between the 8 EMA and the 21 EMA. In this middle area right here is the wait a minute zone. So just wait and see what happens. Falls under the 21 EMA, might be time to bail. Gets back over the 8 EMA and starts running again. She's printing, right? That's your choice. Pick what you want to do. But Hype continues to look better than a lot of other ones. RSI cruising sideways. MACD pointing down, but price is holding up, so you're still bullish. Bearish divergence, but it hasn't played out yet. This has done this several times with Hype. It keeps showing that it wants to fail. It hasn't done it. Now, obviously, you can see this, right? Whether I use that wick up here or if I come down to this next one, doesn't matter. They're all wicks. They're all showing a short-term downtrend. Is this green line going to hold or has it failed? Is the red line going to push it down and cause more sell-offs? We're going to find out real shortly, aren't we? I think so. Hold your breath. It could go ugly on us. That candle yesterday was an eye-opener. So I don't want you to get stuck. I want you to make the best decisions possible. Don't fall for it. Please keep your eyeballs on these charts. They can turn wrong on you in a heartbeat. Oh man, it sucks to come on here and be bearish, man. I hate this shit. I really do. I really do. I don't want to do it. But unfortunately, it's part of the deal. Part of the deal. BNB. Not have much to celebrate, man. It sucks. Sucks. You got to have something to celebrate. All right, so BNB, similar story. Head and shoulders. There's your shoulder, head, and here's your other shoulder. I don't like that look. What was good looking is now gnarly. It failed all of the EMAs and the 200 and bounced on the 50. This better get back over that 200 in a damn hurry or else things could get really bad for BNB as well. She touched the cloud. She's hanging on. That's good. All right, you still have a green cloud. That's good. I don't like the conversion line underneath the baseline. You can barely see it right there, but that blue's under the red and the lag line is under the candles. You're 2 out of 2 on the cloud. Could be worse, could be better, right? 300 vengeance. Not good, not bad. All right, RSI on BNB was overbought, hit overbought again, and then down she goes. She's off toward the middle toward the median middle ground here around 40 to 50. It's at 44 right now. No help. MACD's showing rough. It's all down, pointing ugly, looking bad. Sucks. Nothing I can do about that. Another chart that we can put into the boy, I don't know category. You know what I mean? Crypto Big D says, hey Keith, how are you still awake? Bro, I'm working on 48 hours now. Let's go. Whatever, dude. I don't know. I'm going to be miserable tomorrow because I got to drive 2.5 hours to get the boys from camp and then drive 2.5 hours back after the boys come back from camp and are turned all the way up. I'm going to stop somewhere and let them eat and act a fool. And then I can just like think for a second. And then when I come home, them boys are going to the pond to fish and I'm taking a damn nap. So I hope anyway. But I also need to play with them and hang out with them, man, because I miss my kids, dude. Just miss my kids. All right, CRV. I got another one that's going to be bad. Shit, let's just show it. Damn. What was good turned bad rapidly. Same story. You're almost under the cloud, but you're in it, and that's not good enough. You need to be over the cloud. Red cloud forming on the end now. Conversion underneath the base. Lag under the candles. Bro. You know the deal. Not good. Not good. Damn, man. Like any breaks here would be great. And we're just not getting any. And I know this sucks to hear, but I'm going to be the one guy who'll come on here and tell you the truth and not lie to you. I ain't going to blow smoke up y'all's asses. This is ugly, y'all. It's ugly. It's oscillators. Oscillators missing. All right. MACD and RSI. She was overbought, and since then, she's all the way back down below the median range. This looks like it's either going to hold the line or go down farther toward here, toward oversold. It definitely doesn't look like it's going much higher. No help from the RSI. MACD, boy, oh boy, what in the absolute hell? Look at that. That's not a bull run, folks. Sorry. Looks like it might be cooked. How about we go through one of the most upset crypto communities of all? DAG. Constellation. Why do I say that? Because I kind of feel bad for these folks. They think that I don't like DAG. They think that I don't like them, and it's not true. It's not true at all. Keith is shitting on DAG. I saved the screenshot because I want to remember that. I'm not shitting on anything. That's just you being in your feelings. I don't have any feelings about it. I just chart it. Why is that so hard for everyone to understand? It doesn't make sense to me. But I digress. What I can show you objectively is the facts. All right? She's underneath the 50 moving average, the 100 moving average, the 8 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 200 EMA. Brother, that's not great. How about weekly? Oh, that's not as bad on the weekly.
Wrong.
It's actually worse. It's underneath all the same moving averages, and you could argue at this part is subjective. It may be failing the trend line here. You could say maybe it's hitting the trend line, and I'm also cool with that. But look, this thing fell off precipitously. I do like the green that's coming back in here. I like that. All right. RSI, not much help there. Big sliding scale down. MACD, not much help there. The midline's crossed over. I don't like that. That's not a great look. How about the Ichimoku cloud? Red cloud on the end. Price underneath the cloud. Blue line under the red. That's the conversion under the baseline. Lag line under the candles. Why are you mad at me? I didn't do this. I have zero power. I cannot control anything. I'm simply reporting. Why are you killing the messenger? Be mad at the influencer that told you to buy all the time. Why are you mad at me? I didn't tell you to buy anything. All I did was show you the chart. Maybe you're picking the wrong enemy. Maybe the people who get paid by this company lied to you. Did I get paid by this company? No, not a damn dime. They don't even know who I am. Perfect. All the more reason to say this is why it matters. I don't care one way or another. I'm just reporting the chart. Please be careful. Fallen knives cut hands. And so far, while this is on the trend line, it's very close to being a falling knife. It lost the pivot. It lost S1. It did bounce on S2. And like I said, I do like the green candle it's trying to throw right now. That's good. Perhaps there's some retribution coming for it. I hope so. But you just saw me explain all the traffic this thing's got to get through. At 4 cents, it's going to be hell getting through 4 cents again. And then you're capped off at 5 cents again up here at the 200 moving average, just like you were before. So even the gains are limited by resistance and slowed down by the fact that the chart won't move too fast. I know you think, oh, the government's going to... No.
Wrong.
The government will not. Stop depending on the government. It will never work. Ever.
Wrong.
Stop depending on the government. It will not help. It will not work. From someone whose family lived off the government most of his childhood, it won't work. Do you think magically it's going to work for you? Sorry, folks.
Wrong.
It's not magically going to work for you. Wish it would, but it won't. Okay. All right. I have to be real with those DAG folks. I know you hate me. Don't know why, other than your emotions. And I wish I could talk to you one-on-one and help you get out of them emotions, but I can't. You've just been lied to. That's all I know how to tell you. You've just been lied to. I wish you hadn't. But we all fall for something, right? For me, it was wild redheads. I fell for that back when I was a kid. Crazy Southern women. I got my problems, right? I have my vices. I fall for crazy Southern women. What am I going to do, right? Y'all fall for hype, and I don't like that. I don't want you to do that. I'm on your team, whether you like me or not. I'm on your team. How about VT? We can do a couple more here, and then we'll be done, dude. This hour went by fast. That's because it's so bad, and people don't really want to watch it. And I get it. I don't really want to do it either. All right, VT. VT under the 8, under the 21, under the 100, under the 50, under the 200, under the 236, under the Ichimoku cloud. The cloud's red, the baseline's under the conversion, and the lag line is below the candles.
Damn. Come on, man. Bruh.
She's cooked. Sorry. I don't even have to do any more sound effects. It looks rough. Could it return? Yeah, but again, the traffic in the way is going to cause a hard problem. How long is that going to take to get through? Weeks? Months? And we're running out of time. I've already kind of given up on making a lot of money on this. I've made good money, can't complain. But I've already given up on my $1 million dream. I don't think it's going to happen. Accumulative, I might be getting close, but no. I'm not going to get it, and I know that. And it's kind of heartbreaking. And it would be different if it was in my hands. For the most part it is, but there's extenuating circumstances that have kind of fucked everybody over a little bit here, and I hate that for everybody. Again, get your hands out of my pockets and back off and let us do our work. It's called the free market for a reason. Don't make it unfree. Just leave it alone. Get out of the way. We'll handle it. If we screw it up, you'll know. But promise you, we won't screw it up as much as you will. I promise you, we won't screw it up as much as you will. We will screw it up from time to time. But we're not going to do it every time like you will. Fair? If there's any politicians watching this, highly unlikely that there is, any politicians watching this, please don't touch it. Don't make any rules. Don't make any regulations. Don't even talk about it. Just leave us alone and let us do our job. Fair? Fair. All right. DOGE. It's an interesting time to bring up DOGE, isn't it?
Damn.
I know. All right. Nothing like the old tweets I've saved on this chart everywhere, bro. I've saved a bunch of these tweets. Oh, let me zoom out of this. I like to throw stuff up on the chart from time to time, so you can see how full of shit people are. Everybody tells you to go buy, and then things go down or sideways for months and years. And I've actually saved all the tweets on this one. TradingView doesn't let you do this anymore. You used to could add tweets onto the chart. Won't let you anymore, but I saved a bunch of them. All of them back here when they were adding to their adding to their portfolios with Doge, and it didn't work out for them at all. But especially this one, this woman right here is an absolute idiot, dude. Absolute idiot, bro. All right, so underneath all the moving averages at once. Didn't want to see that. That's ruthless fall. That's a ruthless drop. Underneath the 200. Ichimoku cloud, same story. You're underneath everything. Hate to paint a grim picture, but we got to keep it real. RSI and MACD, both no help at all. They're in free fall. They're in free fall. What looked like we were going to have another run here has slowed up precipitously. Look at the weekly MACD. What the hell is that? Come on, dude. What are we doing? I know what we're not doing. Making any money on it. All right. Same thing here. You're down and sideways after going super overbought. All you've done is just flatlined here. It appears as though November was our high and will be our high. Sucks, huh? Friggin' sucks. I know. I'm sorry. XLM. All right. Crypto. All right. Buckle down here. All right. So, same story as the rest. Underneath all the moving averages, the 200 is way up there. But now you have 1.5 miles of traffic to get through to get there. All the moving averages are in the way. Ichimoku cloud, you're 4 out of 4 red. Sorry. Ichimoku cloud, no good. RSI, you're directly trending down and losing steam. MACD, bro, she's cooked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 days straight of sell volume. 21 days straight of sell volume. You realize you haven't gotten 21 straight days of buy volume in a long time, but you're still getting 21 days of sell volume. It's not going to get it, folks. It's not going to get it. I want these things to go up just as much as you do, but we got to keep it real. When it's bad, we report bad. We don't play around. You know what I mean? Dab said, I think this is the best stream ever measured by anti-government rants. I'm sorry to go on rants, dude. I don't like doing that, but I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, just stay out of the way, dude. Why are you touching our shit, bro? Leave us alone. Leave us alone, dude. Who goes, yeah, government, help me, and actually gets help? I live right next to Western North Carolina. I'm in upstate South Carolina, right? I live literally 35 minutes from Lake Lure. Do you know how bad Lake Lure looks right now? We're working on a year, and they still haven't even fixed the roads. People still don't even have their stuff that they need. Simple stuff that they need, like wells fixed. Power. The lake is still bone dry. They had to drain the lake to try to fix it. That's how bad it got. It's going to take years to fix. Do you know how many government workers down there are helping? Big fat zero. Don't expect the government to come running and helping you. That's not how it works. All right, so we've got 2 minutes left. What else can we look at real fast? I don't want to do anything super low cap. Camino. All right. So I watch Camino pretty closely. It's a very big popular name in crypto. They do a lot of volume over there. But same as the story as all the rest. You had a wedge right here. It fell out of that wedge. Now it's falling underneath these moving averages, and it's falling all the way down to the 236 fib. I like the fact that it's throwing a green candle. That's good. But other than that, you have nothing else going for it here. RSI is just crushed. MACD, same story as the rest. Tons of sell volume just piling in, not getting any better. Nothing to do here but watch the knife continue to fall. And unfortunately, a lot look like that. Please avoid falling knives. That hour went by extremely fast. We ended up with over 100 people on YouTube and 200 people on X. That's almost 300 people for one of the worst times possible to be watching. Thank y'all all for being here and hanging out. I really, really appreciate it. I wish things were better, and I wish things could be good and report good stuff. Unfortunately, it's just all bad in every direction, and that sucks. I'm sorry. I wish it was better. With all that being said, I'll see you guys on the next stream. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. I appreciate that more than y'all ever understand, okay? I have these sessions where I come on here and talk to y'all, and I hope things come through the screen of what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's not me over here just yapping and talking. I'm trying to bring home a point, right? The fact that y'all are here listening, it's something I never really will fully understand. But the fact that my voice may hold some kind of weight is weird. And I hope I uplift you guys and help you see reality and not fall for the emotions of it all. You know what I mean? I guess that's the biggest thing I want to drive through. No emotions, just charts, right? We can read charts, and I can teach you how to read charts. We can all do this. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows, okay? Things can always be better. Things can always be better. We can make a better day tomorrow than we had yesterday, all right? And last but not least, before I say it, Tremaine the Great says, thank you for your spot on TA and had to look for your advice more instead of my emotions. I'd be a wealthy man. I know you have obligations, so I appreciate your dedication and commitment to teaching TA. Thank you for being here, Tremaine. I appreciate it. If no one else told y'all today, Keith will tell y'all today. Keith loves you. I'm sorry things are so bad in the markets. They'll get better, all right? Better days are around the corner. Sky's the limit. I'll see y'all on the next stream Tuesday. Weekend with the kids. Y'all have a good one. I'll be back next time. Peace.